Hi folks, we're going to take a look at page 105, number 7L, and we've got this limit here. So first thing I notice is that the denominator approaches 0, so that's an issue. I can't just input the value that x is approaching into the expression, but I also notice that the numerator is also approaching 0. So 7 minus 0, so root 7 minus root 7 also gives me 0. So we have an indeterminate form, which means that this limit may or may not exist. Okay, so again, pretty straightforward here. As soon as I see these square roots, I know that in order to be able to operate in the numerator, I'm going to have to get rid of those square roots. So the way to do that is to multiply numerator and denominator by the conjugate of that expression. So I'm going to multiply by root 7 minus x plus root 7 plus x. Do that to the numerator and denominator. And now hopefully this will be enough to allow me to simplify the expression. So here again, this just acts as a difference of squares. So I've got, first of all, let me not forget that I'm still taking the limit. Okay, so here's root 7x times 7 minus x times root 7 minus x just gives me 7 minus x. Now notice here folks, and you hear me saying this over and over again, the biggest issue in these questions will be sign errors. So just to be sure, I put everything in brackets, even that first term. Of course, the important one is the second term where I've got that subtraction. So root 7 plus x times root 7 plus x is equal to 7 plus x. You don't put the brackets, chances are you'll make a mistake. Okay? And even if you do it the correct operation in your head on a test, you really risk making an error if you don't use those brackets. So now from here on, hopefully this will work out. And here we see that 7 minus 7 is 0, so that goes, and negative x minus x, I'm left with negative 2x in the numerator, which I can already see is good news because I've got that factor of x in the denominator. Okay, so these reduce, and I'm left with the limit as x approaches 0 of this expression, which I can evaluate directly since we don't have any issues with a 0 in the denominator. So now that I can actually evaluate the limit, I stop writing the limit notation, and I can just evaluate this here. So here we've got 7 minus 0 plus 7 plus 0, and so we're left with negative 2 over root 7 plus root 7 is 2 root 7, and so reduce that all the way, and we've got negative 1 over root 7, or if you do want to rationalize, that would just be negative root 7 over 7. Okay, so main thing here is to realize that you have an indeterminate form, meaning the limit may exist, and so you have to do some work. Second thing is to notice that you're working with square roots in the numerator, so rationalizing is a great way to eliminate those square roots so you can actually operate with that numerator. And then, of course, please be very careful with your algebra. In particular, be very careful with the signs. Okay, that's it.